Hi, my name is Rich Eiler, and I'm with the NorthPoint Group. Today I'm going to provide an overview of one of our 12 products that comprise a suite of integrated solutions that are part of our marketing and sales suite. The product is called Sales Assessment Customer Offering, or SACO for short, and is used to identify the support needed to minimize the sales cycle while meeting or exceeding the sales forecast. Let me provide more specifics on how the SACO product is used. It identifies the risks and opportunities for a current or new offering. It identifies the knowledge and experience and the use of that knowledge to reduce the risk to the success of the offering. It obtains the highest return possible on the funding of the sales organization. It reduces the risk to meeting the sales plan, reduces the sales cycle, identifies what it takes to exceed the sales plan or quota, and establishes a commitment by the sales organization to meet that sales plan. The SACO product contains 28 what we call fundamental business activities. Think of them as the engines or drivers of success. They include strategy, competition, the market, value propositions, the demographics of the target customer, external and internal communications, and technology. The fundamental business activities are comprised of approximately 170 what we call steps, tasks, and processes that support the fundamental business activities. NorthPoint's process is fast, easy to learn, meaning you could implement and deliver internally, and provides the prescription for sales success. The process includes the following steps: a facilitated session with key internal stakeholders, sales professionals, and possibly the marketing and offering development organization. It takes part of a day. The internal stakeholders analyze and score the approximately 170 plus statements comprised of, once again, the fundamental business activities as well as the supporting steps, tasks, and processes. The fundamental business activities and the supporting steps, tasks, and processes are weighted in terms of their impact on sales performance. Facilitating the stakeholders through the required activities identifies the gaps that impact performance. Each fundamental business activity and supporting step, task, and process is scored on a consensus basis, which uncovers the discrepancies in understanding, the root cause of any issue, and improvement or new value opportunities. In addition to the consensus-based scores, we capture key discussion points, otherwise known as reasons behind the scores. The process enables commitment to what needs to be improved or opportunities to take advantage of. Next, the information is compared to the best-in-class database where the following performance metrics are identified. Regarding the offering, an understanding of the value propositions that resonate with target buyers and the buying criteria that could be obstacles. In other words, how the offering meets the needs of the enterprise and/or organization you're selling to. Marketing and product management support identifies the target buyers and their demographics regarding the offering, the value propositions, and coverage of the unmet needs of the customer. The support to the sales force. Is the market messaging correct for the target accounts? What are the risks in the mind of the buyers or their constituencies? Competitive threats and risks to the offerings. And finally, internal and external communications, the marketing message and the management of it, assuring it meets and connects with the target buyers with predictive results. The next step. Obviously, the scores for all 170 statements are available as well. What needs to be available to the sales team and the impact to the success of the offering. We also look at the sales team's knowledge, experience, and performance, and provide the ability to run simulations on the impact to the sales plan. Once we've accomplished that, the next step is what we call the value, risk, solution session. It's a facilitated session, again, with key stakeholders, a day or less, to develop the action plans and solutions from the assessment results, which could include improvements to the offering, improvements to the marketing and product management support, modifications to the target market plans, improvements to the sales training program, and modifications to the market message. The process provides a deep understanding, commitment, and follow-through across the organization due to the collaborative methodology. The stakeholders scored the statements. The output is their process. Then finally, the last step is the execution and monitoring of what we call the value risk mitigation plan. This slide shows an example of the impact of SACO based on 22 assessments. The average performance for the assessments and the best-in-class scoring, which begins at approximately 88%. In this case, of the 22 assessments, the performance for approximately 54% ranged from 52 to 72%. The performance for approximately 24% of them ranged from 32 to 47. Performance for approximately 14% ranged from 22 to 31, and the performance range for about 8% of them ranged from 77 to 87%. On these 22 assessments, the offerings had between 55 and 80% of the customer's unmet needs defined. Offerings had between 18 and 26% of the customer's unidentified needs. The sales force was missing between 37 and 57% of the important knowledge required to achieve best-in-class and peak performance. There were approximately 65 missing items of information and knowledge. Of those, 25 required items could be obtained in less than 30 days, 16 items in 60 days, and 24 more items in 90 days. 9 of the 22 enterprises could increase their plan if they had the missing knowledge or capabilities the offering, and it would improve the time to profitability and decrease the time to market. 11 of the 22 sales teams agreed that if there was a complete solution provided to address the issues from the assessment, revenue per salesperson would have been increased. Improvement to the sales cycle of between 33 to 45% based on implementation of the assessment improvements. And risk of missing the sales plan was 51 to 60% having low risk, making their revenue plan. 27% were going to miss their plan by 22 to 28%, and 22% of them were going to miss their plan by greater than 30%. This slide contains a compilation of the economic and strategic value that NorthPoint customers have achieved from the use of the SACO process and software. It includes the process provides the engagement of the sales force and the sales management to identify what must be changed in what sequence for what reason and the return on investment. In over 50% of the assessments, the process identified significant opportunities to improve the offering. They were either product deficiencies and/or unmet needs. The process identifies value propositions that resonate with customers or potential buyers that should be part of the marketing program. The process reduces the sales cycle by 8.5% in 12 months, 13% in 24 months, and 8.5% in 36 months. The process identifies the expected sales performance of the offering and allows simulations, identifies sales training deficiencies, reduces risks in the minds of potential customers of achieving the value of the offering between 25 and 30%. The collaborative approach once again builds deep understanding, commitment, and follow-through, and it places the sales team on record as they commit their position on the offering. Thank you very much for listening on the SACO product. If you have any questions, you can look at the NorthPoint website, www.thenorthpointgroup.net, and contact any of the associates.